Okay, we have been talking about symbolism, and again, the symbolism definition that we came up with together is imagery that represents something without speaking. In the Hindu and Buddhism cultures, there is something called a mandala, and you've seen many of these pictures before. It's very symmetric, okay, which means that it kind of reflects on both sides. All right, a mandala is a geometric figure, so it has a lot of shapes to it, representing the universe. Well, we're going to create a mandala that represents the universe of where the red fern grows, okay? Read your directions along with me. We will be creating a mandala. So it is going to be basically on a paper, and I'm just going to show you this quick. You're going to be folding the paper on Monday probably, and all you need to do is cut the edges, okay? It's not going to be a circle, it's going to be more of an oval, okay, so that you have two sides, all right? And then you're going to draw your line in the middle, okay? One side will be the sun side, and one side will be the shadow side. That probably doesn't make sense to you right now, so I'm going to explain a little bit more. Take a look at your paper. First, you're going to choose a character, and you're going to choose it from my hat. I have all characters in here. Okay? I will allow you to swap and trade characters once. Okay, then you're going to write down 10 adjectives to describe the character. So if you have Billy, you're going to come up with 10 different adjectives to describe him. And you're going to list them right here. The more you have, the more you're going to have to select from. Okay? Then, keep all of the adjectives in mind while choosing a symbol for each of the following to fit or represent the personality of your character. So, you need to keep those adjectives in mind when you're thinking of an animal to represent Billy. You're going to have to think of a plant or a tree to represent Billy, a color, and a shape. So, give me 3 adjectives that might represent Billy. What's one? Joe.
Sycamore tree.
An adjective that describes Billy. What kind of a tree is a sycamore tree?
Big, bulky kind of tree.
Okay. Jack?
I think he's brave at the end after all those two.
Okay, so brave. Tom?
Hunter.
Okay. Juliana?
He's loving.
Loving, brave, and a sycamore tree is strong. I was thinking of the word strong. So brave, loving, and strong. Okay, so let's just say those are 3 adjectives that we had out of the 10. Okay? So now I want to think of, and we'll just do an animal. An animal is my first one. So an animal, and I want to think, can I think of an animal that's brave? Can I think of an animal that's maybe strong? So pick one of those adjectives.
Wait, what? Wait.
What's the animal you thought of?
The ghost coat.
Okay, don't even think. Just think in terms of the world.
Oh.
What's an animal? Gabby.
It's a tiger.
A tiger. What is a tiger? Brave?
Yeah.
Okay, so brave and strong. So we'll just go with brave. So a tiger is brave. So that's your animal that you're going to be putting on your sun side. So on your drawing, after you come up with all this stuff, it's a lot of brainstorming, you're going to be drawing and representing the sun side, and an animal like a tiger would represent Billy because that tiger is brave. Okay? You have to know a little bit about the animal too, so you might need to say, oh, well, I know this. So you're going to have to go through it. So let's just take a look. When all of the symbols are selected for the sun side, so I have all my ideas, write a paragraph defending your selection with a proof from the text. So I need a sentence for each of these. I need a sentence for the animal. I need a sentence for the plant, color, shape. Okay? Go through your list and revise, because a symbol that cannot be defended might need to be changed. So if I don't really know much about the tiger and there's no information that my partner and I can come up with, then I might need to change that. But that sounds like a good one to me. Okay, so that's the sun side. Okay, now flip your page over. The other side of symbols, your 4 symbols, is your shadow side. So now I have my 4 things. My animal is my tiger. So now I need to think of the opposite of a tiger. What's the opposite? Something that might not be so brave that is, yeah. Frog. That's an interesting character.
I saw it right there.
Oh. Okay, so a frog, is a frog brave?
No.
We really don't tend to think of them. Okay, so usually your first reaction to the opposite is going to be pretty good. It's accurate, okay? So these opposites are going to be the shadow side. So this is the opposite of Billy. Billy doesn't remind us of a frog. So that's going to be the shadow side, okay? The opposites will comprise the shadow side of your characters. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to brainstorm with your partner how the opposites fit the characters, the opposites of the characters. Okay. So you're going to have an animal, a plant, a color, and a shape for the sun side. Those are going to represent Billy. And then you're going to have to think of the opposite side, the shadow side, an animal, a plant, a color, and a shape. You have to do all this planning with your partner, okay? First you need to come up with the adjectives. Then you're going to come up with the animals and all those kinds of things. You're symbolically representing your character using these different things. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So, before you even get to any kind of drawing, you have to have all the planning, okay? And you have to be able to defend it, okay? I just have some other important information, and I'm going to read that in a minute. You're going to have your sun side and your shadow side. On the other side, so that when I'm presenting this to the class, I want to have my support, okay? The frog the frog is the opposite of Billy because, so I could just read it right off, okay? I don't want you guys to have to really think when you're presenting it. I want you to just be able to read it off the back, okay? So you're going to have your paragraphs right on the back. You can type those, you can bring them in, you can just write them out, it's fine. But you really only need about 4 or 5 sentences, okay? A sentence for each for support. Okay, so take a look at the important information that's on the back here in the bullets. You will attach or write your paragraphs to the back of your mandala. Your name should be with your paragraph, okay, because you're working in pairs. So one of you is going to be in charge of the sun side, and one of you is going to be in charge of the shadow side, okay? You must type up or print out anything that you'd like and bring in on Monday. So you don't need to bring in anything, but if you want to bring in any pictures, maybe you need an elephant and you don't know how to draw an elephant, we'll print out and bring in a picture, okay, or email it to me, whatever. We will work on our projects Monday and Tuesday. All projects are due by the end of class on Tuesday. So you have a lot of time to work. You have 2 full days, Monday and Tuesday. Today is just your planning day, okay? 25 points per side, okay? So it'll be 50 points total, but you're going to be graded individually. Okay, so on Power School you will have 25 points. Does that make sense to everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so today we're going to plan, and then you can actually get that on Monday, or when you have that whole plan in place. And you want to think, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to draw the animal, or the plant, or the color, or the shape. You might draw the animal in the color that you choose, or you may combine things and create any kind of representation. So we're thinking really symbolically.